our YouTube channel. Igama lami Somi, and I'm with my husband. Yes, guys, and it's been such a long time since we actually sat together and shot a video.
Yeah.
And as much as this video doesn't have a lot of Somi and MC featuring, but we just thought we'd come on here and just say we miss you.
Give you guys a glimpse of us.
Yes, and we really miss you, and we really miss doing this with you guys.
Yeah, true.
We haven't done this in a while, also because life has just been a bit hectic.
It's been lifing.
Yeah, it's been lifing. Life has been lifing. So yeah, we just wanted to come here and say, Sisa Kona, we are still around, guys. We miss you. We love you guys. Anyway,
let's introduce the video.
Yeah, let's introduce the video.
So today we are doing Baptized in Fire, the book launch docu part 2.
Yes.
For those that watched part 1, you'd remember that it ended at a point where my sister Wandiswa was narrating how she got the call about my car accident. My second tragedy that happened when I was 26 years old.
20 years later.
20 years later after the burn accident.
Don't spoil it, babes. Don't spoil it.
Okay. So part 2 will begin with the recap of where we ended, and my friends and family will talk you through what they went through during that time, and there'll be a bit of book reading as well, like we did in part 1. So yeah, guys, enjoy.
Yeah, but wait.
What?
I think we need to just clarify that I won't be part of the friends and family that will be talking in this segment.
Yeah, no, she's nowhere in the video.
Why are you saying it like that?
That isn't.
I'm not in the video because we also agreed that it might come across, my part might come across a bit repetitive, because I did touch on what things were like when Umsimela was in hospital, and also because I don't have much to say. We
went together that time.
So
yeah, because we only hooked up after I come out of hospital.
Yeah.
So it's fine. She's spoken to it in 2 or 3 of the videos.
Yeah, I think in the very first videos. Yeah.
So yeah, guys, back to this one. Please stick around until the very end. We've got something special planned for you guys. What else, love?
That's about it.
All right.
Enjoy. Guys.
Chat later.
A cousin of mine from East London, one phonela around 12 midnight. Esithi ufumana a call from one of my cousins ebehamba nomsimelelo. Esithi umsimelelo ufumene ingozi but akakho bad. So if bangabana ndinayo indlela mama ndombona base St George's. So I've debated this. Ikhona into yoba mandiye xa kuthiwa akakho right, ndivuke ekuseni ndithi ndiyabe ndoba ndithini, but ndifonele ubhuti elisikisiki ndithi kwenzeke lento, abuze ubhuti khona na utata, but luckily at that time utata ndamva isanda ungena. So ndingayi uyovusa umama, ndiye straight kutata ndithi umsimelo ufumene i-accident. Abuze utata uphi ndithi use St George's, and abe utata sethatha isitshixo immediately sihambe siguye. That was the first moment. Xa ndifika afike kukholo cousin wam angafuni ke ndingene, aba hayi right akho nto
akafuna ungene kule ndawo umsimelela kuyo.
Yes, kule ndawo umsimela kuyo. But likely ndidibane nogqirha uye wabuza kumba umsimelelo na related na kwindathi yes ndingisister wakhe ndihamba notata wakhe, sihamba notata. So abeke sesithi no, it's fine, you can come in. That's when I came in,
I woke up very early that Saturday as I had to attend a family funeral. Someone very close to my mother had passed away. I washed my car as I would every Saturday morning. thanks to my dad for teaching me that, and quickly visited the township of New Brighton to drop off my mother as she needed to be there early. Although I don't remember it, my mother recalls that on the journey we had a near collision with a truck. Knowing me, I would have thanked my lucky stars, driven on and thought no more of it. I must have just filed it as unimportant somewhere in my mind. Earlier that week, on my mother's insistence, I had bought my first suit for the funeral. I then picked up my sister Andiswa and we headed back to New Brighton. I have never been big on formal attire or formal events. It was only the second funeral I had attended in my 25 years of existence, and it was a sad one. The lady we were burying had been married to the man who raised my mother after her biological mom passed away. She was the only umakulu granny I had known. Dressing up made sense.
It started off as a beautiful day, hot day, the kind of day where people wear shorts and mini skirts. And we had been communicating via SMS. I think WhatsApp, we didn't have WhatsApp back then. So we've been communicating via SMS regarding that day, because during the week we hadn't caught up. So we wanted to just meet up so that we can catch up and actually meet up with some of our other friends also that day, because we had friends coming in from out of town. And I think he had his cousin, was spending his time with his cousins also that day. So we had decided to go to a neutral venue where we will meet up at our favorite bar spot. So we had decided that we'll meet up right about 5 o'clock. And the day we did all our things during the day, and we met up right about 5 o'clock. So at around about 5 o'clock, a lot of people joined us that day. Like I said, we had friends coming from out of town. So there was a lot of laughter, a lot of fun, and we ate a lot of meat. I think we were teasing each other about different things. I think someone was teasing someone else about other things. But we spent a lot of time together that day, and people were coming and going. And at around about 8 o'clock, I had to leave because I had to go pick up my girlfriend. So after spending about 3 hours with my girlfriend, I decided to go home. But during that 3 hours, my phone battery had died off, and so my phone was not working. So I decided to go home, and as I was driving up Cape Road, because my phone was dead, I decided to stop at the post office in 5th Avenue. And they still had public phones there. I don't know, I'm not sure whether they still do right now. So I decided to use the public phone to just give the guys a call to find out where they are so I can rejoin them. So I called him C's number because I knew it off by heart by then. And C's answered. He told me there's been an accident and they're in the hospital right now. But he didn't say how serious the accident was. So I told the guys, listen, I'm coming through right now, so I'll see them when I get there. And so I wasn't expecting that it was a huge accident. I thought it was most likely a fender bender, and I'll get them most likely with just guys getting stitches, couple of stitches or hand band-aids or something. But immediately when I stopped and I walked into that foyer, I got the sense that this was actually very serious.
Utata wakhuza wajika. That was the first time utata mbonayo, and he could not even stand amjonge okanye amamele uba kuthwani wayewama from a distance. And then I had to go close. Izandla zakhe wayezixhomile, imilenze yakhe yayiqhonyiwe. I was even wondering uba usaphila na. But athi ke nakhe lo gqirha qethetha wonzakele kakhulu entloko, but they can't really tell uba kwenzeka ntoni ngaye.
He was unconscious at that time.
Yes. And then ucinga into yobana kwayena uzama kwikhoma bazamsa ICU balinde ugqirha ozawufika amjonge, and then they can only tell in the morning. Otherwise, right now, akonto abanosixelela yona. They're not gonna promise us anything. I must just go home and come back in the morning. If anything happens, bazasifonela basixelele during the night.
It was during Easter, and I was still a Methodist then, and I was participating in the church programs. My husband was at home. When I came home, he told me that he received a phone call from my sister-in-law that Masaka was involved in a car accident and was hospitalized. As you would imagine, it was very painful. It was shocking of not knowing the extent in which she sustained the injuries. And immediately we decided to drive. It was in the morning when I came back from church, so we decided to drive to PE. And we drove to PE, and that journey was totally different from the journey that we normally drive to PE. It was so long, it was so depressing, as we were so tired, because you know, during that time, as I've mentioned, that I was participating in church, so the previous days were also hectic for me because I was preparing for the church program, but we managed to drive through to Port Elizabeth.
So Caesar tells me what had happened, and automatically a person goes into full prayer mode when you realize actually this is not a small scratches and small injuries kind of thing. It is actually a life and death kind of situation. And those couple of days were one of the most weirdest days, because a person would actually walk around bewildered, and you'll find yourself in places where I think you almost blacked out, because I remember about 3 days after the accident, I found myself in Seaview. I don't even know how I got there, but I think that's when the penny hits, that we're actually living through this kind of situation, because he was still fighting for his life in ICU. And most of us would find it very easy to just find ourselves crying, because you always have questions as to, what if I hadn't left? What if I had stayed? Could have this not happened? Maybe some other different result would have happened, and most likely you just don't have the answers to all those questions at that time. So a person would actually find himself doing things that he wouldn't normally do, just to keep their minds off.
It was kwakunzima. We had to find indlela yoba sidilishane nentobana, especially after sesivile intobana kwenzeka ntoni kuye. It was not easy, but it was a journey that we had to travel.
Uwe mama, kwabanjani xana ke ngoku uzibona kwakhona uhamba isibhedlele?
Oh madoda, umuntu obenoyazi conditions sometimes, and andisiva banokuphumela. Kwakunzima asana, kwakunzima kuthi kwabethu 10 and 7 ngendlebe. Umntana akakwazi uzitshela, funeka ndihambe ngodonga, babesendenze ne-operations ngoku. Akubuhlungu kakhulu, kodwa ke akubuhlungu. Since ndizithembile uba intoba amazwi endiwathethayo andimKristu andikoti ndawini, ndinegama elithi uzawuphakama umsimelelo abe ngumzekelo ebantwini. Khange ndinikezele emoyeni, kodwa kubuhlungu kum kuba kusebuhlungu nangoku ingathi ndawungena nasengcwabeni sebuhlungu ntomsimelelo. Ndawungena engcwabeni kubuhlungu kakhulu into kaMsimelelo. Ewe ndiyavuma ndithi asikumndedwa zikhona nezingaphezulu. Ndiyakuva xa umntu angena apha emnyango athi kum unethamsanqa uMsimelelo akafumananga laa nto bakuzisa impahla.
I think I blinked. He sat there for a moment, saying nothing. He appeared to be thinking something over. Unfortunately, he said after a minute or so, your spinal injury means that you will not be able to use your legs. Mr. Boltina, I'm sorry to be the one to tell you. I truly am. It will be a big adjustment for you, and it will take time to accept, but you will heal. I have informed your family and they will see you soon. I don't know how doctors deliver this kind of news and remain emotionally stable. I would hate telling anyone that. I don't think I really understood what he meant and immediately surmised that perhaps he was referring to a temporary problem.
So a couple of weeks passed by and he was in ICU, and then we were informed by the doctor that is actually out of danger and he should start coming out of the coma slowly. So we were allowed to go in and visit him and speak to him and speak to him basically. So we noticed that he was actually responsive. He would remember us and he would want to communicate with us. And also with that good news that he was actually out of danger came the news that he will have some challenges with mobility and going forward in his life. So I wasn't aware of that because I knew that he had a couple of operations, but I wasn't aware that it could affect his mobility going forward. I thought if he recovers, it will go back to normal, everything will go back to normal. So that was actually a shocker to the system. But they discovered also a lung infection at the same time. So there was that concern also that came with everything. But at the same time, I was happy that at least his life will be spared and he will be around us and he didn't lose any memories of who we are and what we are to him.
Utata never find indlela of handling a-car accident kaMsimelelo. I think ndingatsho ndiqiniseke into yobana uyongena engcwabeni engakhange akwazi uyamkela. Utata ndaya naye the first day, then akazange aphinda alibeke inqina lakhe esibhedlele ngakhona. uMsimelelo waba kwikhoma, utata engazange ayombona, waphuma kwikhoma waba se-Aurora Hospital. I think if waya only once. He came back from esibhedlele. It was a subject awayengayidiscuss into yokwenzakala kwakhe, but owayedla ngokuthi xa ethetha if bangabana ngumuntu owenze lento kuye angenza nantoni na, but engekayithatha ingqondo yakhe akakamenzi into. Kodwa yena umbona into bana every time xa kuthethwa ngento kaMsimelelo okanye eyithetha xa sele ithethile yinto awayengafuni uyamkela. So I can actually confirm ba akazange ayamkela. And that's the woman.
Akazange aqalise uyamkela. Akho mazwi ndiyawatethanga. Ndithi kuye masambe siye esibhedlele. Khakuthatha icephe akhatyiswe nguwe athi akasoze atsho kuphele. Mna ke ndandamthatha ngolunye uhlobo ba uthi mandithini na. Kodwa ke ndaphinda nabona ndathi hayi mandimyeke izinto sizamkela ngohlobo.
So now we know about his mobility challenges that he's going to have going forward. For me, it was a big blow because I recognize that everything will never be the same again. But also that shifted also to how is he gonna react to those kind of news. I think I don't know what to say, I was terrified, but finding out those news and knowing that he has to be told about that also, I think I definitely didn't want to be the person to tell him. And going forward, you would think, how is he going to respond to this? And how is he going to perceive this whole thing?
When I was finally released from hospital on the 30th September 2009, a caregiver came home with me to help me get established. I had to begin a new life, and I simply had no idea where to start. My family were amazing. On my return, they had renovated the house, taken away the steps, redone the bathroom to make it more accessible, made my room more spacious, and created another room for my caregiver. But when I arrived home, I didn't know where to begin, how to park my wheelchair in my room, or where to do things.
So obviously at the time I was too young to comprehend the whole situation. But obviously there were noticeable differences, and the major one was him not being able to walk. And then there were like changes around the house as well, and the atmosphere, most importantly, changed because you didn't want to really make things awkward by asking certain questions at the time, and obviously as a child you feed off the energy that's around you, and that was mostly sadness because of the disability. But then overall, everyone was sad, but overall there was a sense of optimism on the other end of him being alive.
One thing I do believe is the same for everyone, is the power of time. When it comes to the healing process or a tragedy, time is honestly a gift. We often hear cliches like, it gets easier with time, time heals all wounds, and so on. It's easy to write these sorts of things, but I've experienced it firsthand. If you think back on all the things you've experienced, you'll know it to be true too. Over time, things do become easier to process. I've spent the great part of my life dealing with one thing or the next. Often I've realized that the best thing to do is to get busy with something else, especially in those situations that you can't change.
After the accident, we got to see another side, another element in his character, that he's very strong. Because before the accident, I've always thought that he's a soft gentleman, but after the accident, I saw a very strong person. He's strong mentally, he's strong emotionally. Umsi is that person, and he's clever. Umsi, him and books, IKA. And then also Umsi, we've seen that he developed a healthy kind of selfishness, if we can put like that. He puts himself first, and now I'm sure after these two major accidents, he doesn't play. Yes, he's still loving, supportive, but he is also selfish in a healthy way. And I kind of learned one or two things from him, that you need to be selfish at times, and you need to put yourself first at times when it is needed.
Yeah, but these things you are saying, they are too nice. I want you to tell me, why do the two of you like to fight? Why do you guys always fight, you and MC?
And I don't know, yes, but why do we fight? Why do we fight? And yes, we send each other long messages and whatever. And at some point we stay together. So it's like that having a relationship that we got to be like a brother and sister. So yeah, I think it developed from that. So see, guys, has written a song. This song is called Zolisa. This song he wrote it while he was still in Aurora, Especially.
Just a little bit about the song.
Yes.
I do want to highlight the fact that Unaledi Boltina had a contribution as well to the song.
Okay.
Right? And see as well, my contribution was this big. I didn't contribute much to the song other than singing the song. And I think the song was Msi's way of, it was an external expression of what was happening internally, Msi. Something that would have been very difficult for anyone to understand and just comprehend if it was explained by plain terms. If you look at the lyrics of the songs, Msi has used bad weather patterns in the song to paint what he was actually going through. Okay, so it makes it possible for you to have a glimpse of what he was going through, because while you get to listen to the words, but you also get to use your mental eye to see the storm that he speaks about in the song, and to see the heavy rain that he speaks about in the song. Okay, and the song went something like this. Kuneta inyembezi insi zamoya zivuthuza ndicela wena somandla usoli sumntwana wakho Zolisa, Solisa, Somandla umntwana wakho ndicela wena somandla usoli sumntwana wakho. You see, what touched me the most about the song is the fact that Kukulanda eating Zolisa. So he relied on the Lord to calm him down. He knew that no other person could do that successfully other than the Lord himself. That's how serious his situation was.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure Msi had moments when he was angry. I'm sure he had moments when he was sad. And also pretty sure he had moments where he was scared also. But those are all his private moments. He didn't show it to me. The fighter Msi showed up. He was positive about his physiotherapy. He was even more motivated about life going forward. I actually think he was even more bolder now in approaching women.
Well, it may be surprising to a lot of people, but I never thought at any stage, both before and after the motor accident, that Masaka would turn out to be anything other than what he is right now. And if I were to be asked as to what did I base that on? The answer would be nothing. For me, the answer does not lie in him being hardworking, or perhaps being smart, or driven by success. For me, it is one of those things that may be very much difficult to explain. Perhaps one could think along the lines of a particular force or someone was looking after him. But I think Masaka has been a good recipient of love from many people. Masaka is being loved by many people, and his wisdom has been to reciprocate that love.
Kunhetha inyembezi insizi zomoya zivuthuza ndicela wena somandla uzoli sumntwana wakho zolisa somandla umntwana wakho ngicela wena somandla uzoli sumntwana wakho nokuthi njaba zakufika zoyisakale Nkosi yami ngicela wena somandla womele zumntwana wakho meleza meleza umntwana wakho ndicela wena somandla womele zumntwana wakho.
So guys, we hope you enjoyed part 2 of the docu, and
Yeah, I'm sure for those people that already have the book, yeah, it just brought an entirely new perspective to the story that they've read, and that's why I was doing the docu for. Yeah, so I hope you guys really enjoyed it. And for those that don't have the book, details of how to get the book are available in all our social media platforms. Check us out on Insta, Facebook, and Twitter.
yeah.
There's something that you wanted me to mention. Oh, about the guys that have been wanting to buy the book from outside the borders of South Africa. We are in the process of getting the ebook on Amazon. It's just taking longer than we anticipated. So we'll keep you guys posted about that.
Yeah.
What else, my love?
I think that's about it. And then we wanted to give you guys something in return for all the love that you guys have shown us. Guys, we really see you and we appreciate you so much. Our channel went from 1,000 subscribers to 10,000 in like no time, and then before we knew it, we were already on 20,000 subscribers.
And you can see we're on our way to 30.
Yeah, we slowly but surely going towards 30, and guys, we did not anticipate this growth, not this fast, and we really appreciate you guys so much, and we read your comments. We really love the engagement that happens in the comment section. Thank you so much, guys. And our way of saying thank you is by giving away 3 copies of Baptized in Fire to 3 of our subscribers.
Yes. So there's no competition as such. It will be like random selection.
It will be random selection, and I feel this book, it's so inspiring. Yes, Umsemelelo got burnt. Yes, he got into a car accident. But it's not just for people that have had those kind of adversities.
True.
There are all sorts of adversities that people go through, and I feel one can relate. Whatever it is that you're going through, it might be very different from what Msimelelo went through, but I'm sure you can find something there. You can find something that you can hold on to, a nugget that will help you get out of your dark place or dark space. So yeah, I mean, just guys, if you really want the book, I think just pray that we choose you, because we're not gonna do any special selection. It's just gonna be random, and we're gonna send the book to those 3 people. Also, guys, the one rule is that you have to be within South Africa. Otherwise, it will be too expensive for us to try and send the book outside of South Africa. Unfortunately.
We see you fans from outside South Africa.
We see you, and we love you guys so much.
We don't mean to exclude you.
No, we don't.
Not at all.
We don't. Hi, Shem, we don't. But it's just how things are right now. And I think that's about it, my love.
Yeah, well, I don't think there's anything else.
And then I think it's time for us to sign out.
Yeah, boo. So, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Somi and
Nomsi signing out.